Hi everyone, TardisGuy123 here, and today I'm going to be going back to my classic Who reviews. It's been quite a long time. I think the 10th Planet was my last one in like July. No, not July, August, sorry. Because then Series 8 started and I moved on to new series reviews and whatnot of Series 8. But now Series 8's over and we're back to classic reviews. It's going to be classic Who reviews up until Christmas now. No other videos because top 10s take too long to make, I'm afraid, and that's why my scheduling's been a bit messed up recently. But anyway, back on to the Visitation, which is Peter Davison's fourth story transmitted, but his second story made. And you can kind of like tell that. I'll get onto that a bit later because, you know, the reason for it was apparently that they want John Nathan Turner wanted to give him time to get into the role and find his feet before doing the first story, Castrovalva. So the order went 4 to Doomsday, which is the second story transmitted, then the Visitation, fourth story, then Kinder, which is the third story transmitted, and then finally Castrovalva, which of course is his first story. And there was also problems with the first script as well, I think. So anyway, now we have the Visitation, which is set during the time of the Black Plague and the Fire of London and whatnot, and they both play into this story quite a bit. Pseudo-historical, so you've got the Terileptils, and they are a very well-designed monster, I feel. You know, first use of animatronics in Doctor Who, and boy does it work. Sometimes the lip syncing's not the best, as you'd expect. This is the 80s after all, but nevertheless, it still works very well, the Terileptils as a monster, and you've only really got one as the main one. The other two are just background characters. The arms, unfortunately, are a bit flimsy. They can't really do much, but nothing's perfect. And overall, it's a convincing alien monster. It's much better than if they just stuck a mask on and did a normal costume. It works, I feel. Then you've also got the android, which doesn't look too good, but well, it's got some parts of it. The parts where it's dressed up as Death, that works. Its normal costume looks too sparkly and whatnot. You know, sometimes the simple designs work, like the androids in Earthshock, they work. They look beautiful, whereas this doesn't really have that, I'm afraid. First story written by Eric Saywood as well. And, you know, you can kind of like, it's got some of his tropes that he later gets. And this is kind of like his audition piece in a way, because he then became script editor not long after. And he shows signs of being a very good writer. Unfortunately, he's kind of like given the burden of 4 companions. You've got Nyssa, not 4 companions, sorry, 3 companions, and a TARDIS crew of 4. You've got Nyssa, Adric, and Tegan. And, you know, it kind of suffers from that. You only really have one other character, Richard Mace, and while he's well written, he doesn't really get any interaction except with the principal cast members, unfortunately, so it's all really about them, and that's more because of the number of them, whereas other stories, you know, kind of like they'd make up more characters, so you've only really got one supporting character in this, which is rather unfortunate, and he also plays the role of a companion as well, so you've got 4 companions in a way, because what he does is he asks questions. So he's kind of like, he just fits the role of another companion, which is unfortunate. And now we have the thing which I really don't like about this story, and that is Peter Davison. I love his portrayal of the Doctor, but here it's just not right. In 4 to Doomsday, sure, it had a few things off, but you know, it still felt very much true to the performance he would later give. Here, he just seems to go off and do something completely different, and I'm not sure that's also due to the script, because the script feels... It's kind of like got things that Tom Baker could pull off well, but when Peter Davison does them, it just makes him feel extremely annoying. Maybe because he doesn't do that in his later times, so it just feels out of character. But the 5th Doctor just doesn't feel in character for me here. He does a lot of mean things, like when he's talking to when Adric lands the TARDIS and whatnot. He just kind of like has that reaction, then he looks at this and then goes in and kind of, I like long walks line, things like that just don't fit his character, unfortunately. And he feels very harsh and brash at times, which is unfortunate for the story. And unfortunately, it drags down my overall enjoyment of the story as well. The script itself is fairly simple. It works for what it is. It's kind of like a simple thing in the SCs, and that is, there's some different ideas going around. So you've got a simple pseudo-historical. and it works for that. It's a bit too simple in some ways for my taste, but you know, overall, it's a decent enough story, not bad from a script perspective. And then you got kind of like Tegan, Adric, and Nissa. They work quite well. Nissa's my favourite of the three. Adric, you know, some people accuse Matthew Waterhouse, of being a bad actor. I don't think he's that bad. I think he's okay in this and whatnot. He does have a couple of hiccups, but you know, he's not terrible at all. And for the most part, it works. I think it's more the general idea behind Adric being an awkward teenager sometimes doesn't come across, and he isn't really given the best dialogue. And then Tegan, she's given some good moments, but she's more put to the side in this one, which is okay because Tegan seems to be the centerpiece of some other stories as well. So overall, not my favourite story. Still a good one, 6 out of 10. I much prefer stories such as Kinder, maybe even Forged Doomsday, I'm not sure. But nevertheless, you know, it's a good story. It's enjoyable. Some people find it an absolute classic. It's one of the ones that I don't really get. I don't understand how it can be seen as an absolute classic, but some people do. That's fair enough to them. So, thanks for watching everyone, and I'll see you all next time with a review of the Daleks. Bye everyone.